Hello there and welcome to HakSploit. On today's video we're going to take a quick look at the deep web / dark web, explain to you exactly what it is, how it works, how it differs from the normal internet that you use on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to have a quick look at some of the sites available. Just to make you aware, some of the sites that we will be looking at might be distressing for some people, not in an explicit way or anything like that, just some of the products and services that they provide might make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. When we get to that point I will make you aware, and if you want to shut off at that point that's absolutely fine. So to begin with, let me explain to you exactly what the deep web / dark web is. Obviously you're all aware of the normal internet that you use on a day-to-day basis, you know, your Facebook, your MSN, eBay, etc, etc. Now these are what is called the surface web. These are websites which are actually catalogued by search engines such as Google and Bing. If you want to go to a website, you would type in the known address, for example www.facebook.com, or you would go into your favourite search engine, Bing or Google, and just search for what you're looking for. So for example, if you wanted to look up some information about your favourite TV series, you'd probably go into Google and type it in, press return, it'd come up with a load of search results. Stuff that is on the deep web / darknet doesn't come up. The reason for this is it's not catalogued or spidered, as the term goes, by Google or these search engines. These search engines basically go out, visit the websites and pull back metadata which they then catalogue and put into their search engines. There's two sort of different things. The deep web, which is what we're going to go and look at in a minute, and then the dark web. The dark web is more the websites that are in the dark, so they're accessible through the normal browsing sort of technology. They're just not catalogued on search engines, so unless you actually know the site exists and the web address, you probably wouldn't be able to find it in a normal search engine. So what's the deep web? How does the deep web work? The deep web works because it's done in a slightly different basis. It still runs over the same sort of TCP/IP traffic through your router, etc, etc, but you need to use a different type of service. We're actually going to use the Onion router, or Tor for short. Tor is actually an anonymous web browsing platform, or piece of software basically. Its main invention was to allow you to browse the internet anonymously, a little bit like a VPN, but it works in a slightly different way to a VPN. So with a VPN you would connect to a VPN server. From that VPN server you just go straight out and browse, and all your traffic runs through the VPN server encrypted back to your machine, therefore meaning that nobody would be able to see exactly what you're viewing. The way that Tor works is slightly different. Although on the same basis as a VPN server, what you do is you connect to somebody's machine, their machine connects to another person's machine, their machine connects to another one, and so on, until you become till you get to what's called an exit node, which is the last computer in the stream. That machine then connects to your website, and then it relays it all the way back through all those computers back to you, making it pretty much impossible to tell where you are and who you've connected from, because you'd have to go through every single data stream to be able to get it back. Now I say it nearly impossible, the main reason being there has been cases where people have been traced back through the Tor network. However, the only reason that people are going to really do this is if you are doing something extremely illegal, which for obvious reasons I suggest you don't do. As we come onto the websites and some of the stuff on there, I would say don't purchase or buy or do anything on these. It's meant for educational purposes. But yeah, that's basically how the Tor network works. As part of the Tor network there is a service called the Onion Domain Service, which is basically websites that are actually hosted within that network, which can only be accessed by using the Tor browser, and this is what we call the deep web. The deep web is only accessible through the Tor browser. There are other sort of deep web platforms, like internet platforms, that work in the same way, but the one we're going to use today is the Tor network. So to begin with, you need to download the Tor browser. Now I've already downloaded it obviously, but I'll show you how to do it. Open up your favourite internet browser and just simply navigate over to Google or whatever and just type in Tor, or you can go direct to the website. I think it's tor.org, torproject.org, there we go. Navigate over to here. This is Tor's official website. There's documentation, information about it on here, recent blog posts, etc, etc. The main thing you need to do is to download it, so just go down to download Tor, give it a click. It's going to explain to you how it works, etc, etc. Download, so just click on download Tor browser, and then you just got to save or run it, completely up to you. Once you've done that, it runs through a really quick installation part, and then once that's installed you will get the following icon here, which is Start Tor Browser. So what you need to do is you need to click on that, And this is basically, the Tor browser actually runs through Firefox. It's basically Firefox with some add-ons added to it. So just give that a few seconds to load. Within the actual Tor browser experience of Firefox, you have this, which is called no scripts. The reason for that is certain pieces of software, such as Flash, HTML5, there are little bits within it which actually make you still trackable, even though you're running through this network. So as part of it, they've actually added this on so it won't run any sort of Flash scripts, certain JavaScripts or anything like that, to try and keep you as anonymous as possible. So once it's loaded, you'll get this little browser. In here you can put normal website addresses, so we can still put in our Googles and that. So we'll go to google.co.uk. It will run a little bit slower than your normal internet one. That's because of its relaying through all these other nodes. But you can still use it exactly the same as you would your normal one. However, there is then the deep web links. Now there's a couple of ways you can find them. You can actually go on Google and just put in like deep web links, and you'll find like directories within there. The main one to use that we're going to use today is the hidden wiki, which is basically a wiki page of loads of different hidden wiki links. So just let that load up a second. Now this wiki one here is actually on the ClearNet. ClearNet meaning that it's not running through the Tor network, it's not the Tor network's page. I'm just going to let that load up. Do you know what, this isn't the actual one, this is a slightly different one. Let me just get out of there. That's not the one I wanted. I'll tell you what, if you Google it up, it will come up with the hidden wiki, but I'm actually going to use the Tor networks one, so the hidden wiki. And we'll just load this up a second. As explained, it is a lot slower running through this on the deep web due to the fact it's going through all these other machines. Okay, so here we go. So this is the hidden wiki page. What you'll notice from the address at the top is it's a lot of like random characters and numbers, but it ends in a .onion address. Any address that ends in a .onion address means that you can only access it through the Tor network. So on this site here, basically what this is, it's a collection of deep web links which you can access, and it's got the addresses, etc, etc. There's quite a selection, so introduction points, you've got a few search engines here. Torch is quite a good one. It's very basic, but it's quite a good one. DuckDuckGo, that's good as well. That obviously runs on the ClearNet as well, so you can actually access that from the ClearNet. Then there's some financial stuff, so a lot of this is like credit card information, Bitcoin stuff. What else have we got on? Counterfeit money, PayPal accounts, which we're going to go into in a minute when we go through some of the websites. Commercial services, so a lot of this stuff is, for example, we've got the Apple Palace, which is low priced Apple products. What it really means is low price, stolen, robbed Apple products. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Same with iPod. Rent a Hacker, which we'll have a look at in a minute. That's quite funny actually. UK passports, again we're going to have a look at some of that sort of stuff. Anonymity and security, so there's some different things in there. Hosting, so if you want to host stuff on the Tor network, this is the kind of sites you would need to use. Blogs, essays, wikis, email messaging, different social networks. There's an interesting one of them that I'm actually going to show you later. Forums, political stuff, whistleblowing, so forth and so forth, music, books, drugs. I mean, there's loads of links out there. It's these sort of pages you need to be looking for. While we're on this area, just a quick one. Anything that's to do with sort of pornography or explicit images, I will just keep completely away from. You'll probably know what I mean when I say some of the images are things that people wouldn't want to see, or that you would be interested in, not wouldn't. Anything, regardless of whether it says it's completely normal adult pornography, I would keep well away from it. I'm sure you can understand exactly what I'm saying. Then you've got sites here that are obviously in foreign languages. Gives you an explanation as to what they are. So that's a basic overview of how it all works. We're now going to have a look at some of the services available on the deep web. These are more of the criminal type services available. So obviously, as I said at the beginning of this video, if you would be offended by that sort of stuff, thank you for being with us for the time being, but at this point you might want to leave this video, as we're going to start looking at some pages. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have a look at, I've actually bookmarked the pages so I don't have to keep running through and trying to find them. We're going to start looking at with the PayPal Center. So we'll just let that load up. So the PayPal Center, welcome to the greatest place on Tor. Sounds all good, sounds fine, looks tidy. If we go to, I think it's the board, let me have a look, yes. If we go to the board here, you can actually buy on here people's PayPal accounts. So, for example, you can buy a PayPal account here, which is a Premier account. Yes, it's got a card confirmed for $82. I don't know why, that one's locked, it's already been bought, but $82, and it will give you access to someone's account that has $724 in it. Now, these accounts are probably accounts that have been hacked by people, which they're then selling on. Obviously, with everything that I'm going to say in this stuff I'm going to show you, do not in any circumstances go and actually purchase this stuff. For two reasons. One reason being it's illegal, and secondly, just because it says it does this, that you can still get scammed on this thing. It's not like eBay and stuff where you have a proper feedback thing or anything like that. But just an example, just to basically show you some of the stuff. Where it says 1 point, I think that's 1,000. So you've got 1,363 euros. It's not going to card confirmed. It's for someone in Spain, $163. So it's quite shocking, the sort of things that are on there. There's another one that's PayPal, which I found, which is PayPal. Sorry, it's this one here, I think. Alright, you can see this, right? This is basically saying it's got HTML5 Canvas image data on it. Do I want to permit? No, I don't, because I don't want any tracking information. Although technically browsing these websites I don't think is actually illegal, as long as you don't do anything illegal on them. I still don't want any tracking information going back. So, again, exactly the same thing as before. US balance, $170 to buy, $855. Status it's available, click here if you want to buy it, so forth and so forth. So a lot of information on there, a lot of different accounts. There's hundreds of websites like this on the deep web. These aren't the only ones. So I'm just giving you an example as some of the stuff that's available on there for you. Okay, so next we'll move on. So this is a credit card cloning website. So what these people do, they get people's credit card information and they clone the cards. So you can go to an ATM, put that card in because it's cloned exactly the same as theirs, and draw their money off. And these people basically allow you to buy it. So they have selections of different ones. Euro Visa cards, balance of 5,000 plus with a 1,000 daily withdrawal limit. It's £210 per card. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. At the end of the day, you're going to get £5,000 of somebody, or 5,000 euros in this case, of somebody else's money for as little as £210. Again, with some of the sites, as I've explained, just because they say they do this, it could also be a scam. You know, it sounds enticing. I mean, I have seen sites out there that are selling credit card information for like $2 a card. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're generally going to get it. And with it being anonymous, there is no way to, and because you use bitcoins majority of the time. That's another thing I forgot to mention. A lot of the stuff that's purchasing is using bitcoins. If you don't know what bitcoins is, I might actually do a thing about the whole bitcoin movement and all that at a later date. But basically, bitcoin is anonymous digital currency, which means that if you were to purchase something, didn't receive it, you've got no way of getting your money back. Not that I'm saying that you should be buying any of this stuff. It's obviously just to give you an idea. What we do, I completely lost myself. Right, yes. So let's have a look at some of the sites. So here's a bit of a controversial one for you. Contract killers. On the deep web, you can hire contract killers. As this guy says, solutions to common problems. We're an organised criminal group, former soldiers and merchants from the FFL, highly skilled with military experience. For more than 5 years, we can perform hits all around the world. Fantastic. So, yeah, there is a lot of that sort of stuff on there. Kind of scary to think about. If you want more information, you just email them. I'm not suggesting you do that, obviously. What else have we got? Right, these are quite scary ones as well. Not contract killer wise, but scary, especially in the current international climate we're in. It is possible to purchase passports. These are fully done passports for any country. So Australia, Austria, Belgium, blah blah blah. The UK. I'm from the UK, so we'll look at the UK. So here's a UK passport, up to 10 years and 9 months, up to 5 years and 9 months for bearers younger than 16. Normal size, laminated, integrated photo, photograph and microprint, is repeated on page 3. Numbering, observations. The passport was first issued, blah blah blah, and contains a contactless chip in the back that meets the ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization specifications. blah blah blah. So these are basically really good copies of passports. The next one I'm going to move on to in a minute when I go to this is even more scary and more worrying, that people could actually get these and not be found out. But the price for a UK passport for obviously illegal immigrants or whatever is $900. That's $900 to basically enter our country. I'm not sure how much. I must have a quick look. I've never really looked on this site. USA. Don't know if there's a variation in price. I can imagine there probably is. Not much of a variation. So $1,000 US for an American one. Never Germany. But yeah, so they're all around the same price. Slight variations, but all around the same price. Right, the next one, which I think I bookmarked. Did I? Is it this one? Just while that one loads up, I'll just quickly show you this. Rent a hacker. Right, so UK passports. Now these ones are a bit more expensive. They're 2,000 Great British pounds. However, we are selling original UK passports made with info pictures. Also, your info will be entered into the official password database, so it's possible to travel with our passports. How do we do this? Trade secret. Even. Information on how to send us your information and pictures will be given after purchase. You can even enter the UK, EU with our passports. We can just add a stamp for the country you are in. Ideal for people who want to work in the EU/UK. Now that's really scary for the main reason being that it's actually an official passport and it's going to be entered into the passport database. So very scary, that kind of thing. And for the sake of £2,000, it is a scary kind of thing. But again, it's available. Again, as I said, whether these websites generally come up with the goods that they supply is a different matter, but they are advertising that it's available, and it wouldn't surprise me if what they do sell is true. So, Rent a Hacker. So, Rent a Hacker, this is a service whereby you can rent somebody to hack something for you. Gives you an idea of the technical skills that this person has got. I'm not doing this to make a few bits here and there. I'm not for some crappy Eastern European country. I'm happy to scam people for €50. Brilliant. I'm a professional computer expert who can earn €1,500 an hour with a legit job. Okay. Brilliant. So some of the social engineering skills for you, and then some examples of what he'll do. I'll do anything for money. I'm not a pussy. Sorry for that using that word. If you want me to destroy somebody's business or personal life, this person's happy to do it. Doing anything from simple hacking to technical. Causing a lot of technical trouble on websites, network distribution, blah de blah de blah. The worst bit is the last one. If you want someone to get known as a child porn user, no problem. It's a kind of disturbing thing to see, really. But the price is small jobs, so breaking someone's email or Facebook, €200. Medium to large jobs, ruining people's lives, espionage and website hacking is 500. Sorry. Okay, so let's go to our next one. Can't remember what this one is. This is the one that I wanted to look at. Let's load this next one up. Bookmarks. There we go. Here we go. So, these people, although the website isn't, how can I say it, the most technical looking one, apparently sell quality US citizenship. So they're going to sell to you a driving license, a social security card, and it's only going to cost you $3,000. Their minimum is $1,450 for a sample pack, which includes blah de blah de blah de blah. So basically they're going to give you genuine documents, as far as I can tell, apparently. Yeah, these documents are not fakes, nor are they not 100% legitimate US documents. So they're basically going to give you access to the United States, apparently, with all the required documentation. So in the time that we're at the moment with terrorism and stuff like that, this is a very scary thing to see. So moving on from that, the other thing, which is the main thing that gets the deep web and publicity on the internet, is the availability to buy drugs. So, as an example, this one, Cannabis UK, you can buy blah 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 blah, click buy. send your money over, and they'll send it through the post. You know, everything nowadays is going digital. It now appears that drug dealing is also now going digital. Again, as we sort of explained at the whole beginning of this sort of thing, the deep web and everything like that is all anonymous. So, you know, a lot of people will be saying, well, why don't we just shut these websites down? They're extremely hard to shut down because they can't find out A, where they are, and B, who owns them. I'm sure you've probably heard of Silk Road website, which was basically the eBay for everything illegal and criminal like. The reason that got shut down is because the person who was administrating it was actually caught on a clear web connection, basically on a normal connection, and they were able to trace him back using a cookie or some sort of thing when he entered the deep web, to trace him back. And I believe it, I might be wrong here, I believe it was in a library somewhere where he was actually traced back to, but that's the only way that they found him. You know, there has been breaches of the Tor network, don't get me wrong, but it's very, very hard for the police to shut these types of sites down, as well with the explicit pornography, which we discussed earlier. It's very hard to shut them down because nobody knows where they are, and they're anonymous, basically. So yeah, you can buy drugs. Not to rattle on for too much longer about this, I'm just going to show you one interesting thing which I did find. And at first I was a little bit sus, until I noticed something. Apparently Facebook have a deep web page. Now when I first read it I thought, standard phishing attack, you know, it's not real. They're trying to steal your Facebook username and password. Now the reason that they gave is that apparently it's so that you can log onto Facebook anonymously, which doesn't make any sense because you're going to log in with your user credentials, your social profile, which doesn't make you anonymous at all. But anyway, maybe they meant, well, I can't actually imagine what they meant, but anyway, that's apparently the reason that Facebook has come onto the deep web. So at first I thought, yeah, this is just phishing, it's just a made up site, you type your details in, bang, some hacker's got your details. Until I noticed in the top corner that the site has actually got a digital certificate by DigiCert for that domain name, which is licensed to Facebook. Now I'm not saying, obviously you can spoof certificates, but this actually looks genuine. If anybody actually knows whether Facebook generally do have a page on the deep web, please let me know in the comments below. I am actually going to investigate this and do a little bit of research on it. But yeah, apparently Facebook has created its website on the deep web. Not sure why, but apparently it looks legitimate. I may be wrong, I'll have to do a bit more research, but yeah, it was quite funny when I saw that. So that's basically a really quick overview of the deep web. Just before I leave, obviously the deep web isn't just all about criminality and sort of stuff. A majority of the stuff that is on there, or the sort of dodgy stuff that we've looked at today, that's the reason they use the deep web, because it's anonymous, it can't be found out. There is a lot of stuff that's on there used by, obviously, countries that governments are oppressing them, where they put their information on it. They use the deep web to communicate. There's all that sorts of stuff. But the main thing is that the deep web itself, it's non-searchable. You can't find it in Google and stuff like that. You have to know the links or use the sites like I've shown you. There are some deep web search engines. They're not brilliant, but they're okay to have a look around stuff. If you've got any comments, or if you like the video, you know, comment and like below. Obviously subscribe for more videos. We might do another video about the deep web at some point, but I know I've gone on quite a while about this now. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously any comments, any questions, put them in the bottom. And obviously, as a final thing, the websites that we've been on, or the pages we've been on should I say, don't go onto them and start buying stuff. This is obviously just for educational purposes, to give you an idea as to what it is. Accessing them websites and actually buying stuff is illegal. Although it's anonymous, it is possible to be traced through the post and stuff like that. And obviously some of the stuff that they're providing, such as the serial killers, the drugs, it's not good stuff. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you, bye.